I recently faced a neighbor's worst nightmare. The HOA president unplugged my car's charger and fed hers like it was a public outlet. And her excuse? She said hers was on the fritz and that I wouldn't even notice. Funny thing is, the only thing on the fritz was her entitlement when I pulled the receipts. Let me start from the beginning. My name is Evan Cole. I'm an engineer. I like systems that work. Our small duplex was tidy, my level 2 charger by the book, and life made sense, until Karen Freeman moved in. Karen Freeman, our HOA president, ran the block like a beige queen. Image first, empathy last. She drove a Tesla, just like mine, only hers was the newer model, naturally. She talked a big game about green initiatives and our community's commitment to the future, which was her platform for her re-election campaign. It was all just noise to me, until that noise started costing me money. It started with a notification on my phone, just past midnight on a Tuesday. My charging app, which normally tells me my car is happily sipping electricity, sent an alert. Charging interrupted. That was weird. No outage. Just my charger alert. I looked down at my driveway, and my blood ran cold. My own charge cable hung loose. Someone had unplugged my car. There, parked next to my car, was another Tesla, a gleaming white one, Karen's. A thick black cable snaked from its charging port directly to the outlet on the side of my duplex. My outlet, my charger, my electricity. For a moment, I just stared, my brain refusing to process the sheer audacity. This wasn't an emergency. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated act of theft, committed under the cover of darkness by the woman who sent out monthly newsletters about property values and neighborhood etiquette. I pulled on a pair of jeans and a hoodie and went outside. The air was cool and still. The only sound was the faint hum of my charger feeding her car. I walked right up to her driver's side window and tapped on the glass. She jumped, a flash of panic in her eyes before the mask of supreme confidence slammed back into place. She rolled the window down a few inches. "Evan," she said, her voice smooth as silk. "Is something wrong?" I just pointed at the cable. "I think you've made a mistake. That's my charger," she smiled. "Mine's down. Big meeting, I'll just use yours." The assumption that I wouldn't notice, that my property was just an extension of her own needs, was what really got me. I'm a reasonable guy. If she had knocked on my door and asked, explaining the situation, I probably would have said yes. But this was different. This was blatant entitlement. "I did notice," I said calmly, "and I'm going to have to ask you to unplug it." Now I walked over to the charger and pressed the release button on the handle, pulling it from her car. The humming stopped. The silence felt heavy. She watched me, her eyes narrowed. "There's no need to be so hostile, Evan. We're neighbors. We should be helping each other. Unplugging my car in the middle of the night to charge yours isn't helping, Karen." "It's stealing," I said, coiling the cable and hanging it back on its hook. "My charger is for my car. Please don't use it again. I usually keep the indoor shutoff off and the handle locked. I'd just finished a late top-off. Now I knew she'd try to beat the lock, not respect it. I gave her a nod, turned around, and walked back to my front door without waiting for a reply. I could feel her glare on my back the entire way. Sarah woke, and I explained. We both knew it wasn't over. The next morning, the incident felt like a weird dream, but the lingering feeling of violation was very real. Over coffee, Sarah and I rehashed it. "You can't just let it go," she said, stirring her latte with more force than necessary. "People like that, they see a polite warning as a weakness." She'll do it again. Sarah has always been my anchor, the one who sees the human element while I'm busy analyzing the mechanics of a problem. She understood the psychology of a bully better than I did. I knew she was right. A lock wouldn't fix entitlement. A system would. A